Now, the Wolverhampton City of Youth Culture is 18 months into its 3 year project. Kelly Jeffs, the coordinator behind all of this, is having a wonderful time and had an amazing celebration last week at the Wolverhampton Arts Centre. And she joins me now to tell me quite what's been going on. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thanks, Jason. Thanks for inviting me on.
Well, it's always good to have a chat with you, particularly when you've got such an auspicious sort of event alongside the brilliant work that's been done with groups of youths across our city.
Absolutely, yeah. We held a great celebratory event last week um, with attendances from the MPs, local councillors, directors of the council, stakeholders, but more importantly, young people that have been involved in the project, um, as well as the Arts Council, who are predominantly the funders of this huge 3 year project that's citywide, with five partners, and yeah, so it's building some momentum now.
Really, it takes a little while to get into these things because whilst you've got many people who are interested and excited from the outset, actually turning that into sort of boots on the ground as the young people get involved and as the partners start to really see what is out there when it comes down to engagement. I think these things really sort of snowball from this point onwards, don't they?
Yeah, I mean it's predominant. It's actually quite a complex project when you sort of break it down. But the overarching objective is to engage young people in cultural activities and for them to become more aware of what's on offer and to open up opportunities to young people who might not see the cultural and creative industries as as a pathway.
Hmm.
Um, so obviously, because we've got a breadth of partners involved with lots of different activities, um, we've engaged with thousands of children already, and we have obviously I suppose the luck, or well the opportunity to continue doing that for the next 18 months and hopefully beyond.
The likes of the Wolverhampton Music Service, though, they're used to meeting up with kids in the school environment. So they are a sort of a natural go-to for creativity. But it is getting the engagement and it's getting the number of children and young people involved that could be. And I think when you've got a program like this, it sort of enthuses and excites them more about being part of this sort of project.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of having a huge partner like the music service, who, as you say, they already are linked to schools and curriculum and creating opportunities for young people to be involved in music. But the project that I'm program managing, City of Youth Culture, we're providing two each year of the project. We're providing two huge concerts at the civic halls,
Mhm.
so that gives the young people an opportunity to get into a venue that they may not have the the opportunity to experience. They'll experience an orchestra, and they'll experience a collective singing event called Singing in the Halls. So those children that are coming in from schools across the borough, across the city, they're getting learning packages, they're getting the opportunity to mix with other schools and to have that fantastic experience of I suppose getting inspired by young people playing orchestra, playing in an orchestra, playing traditional instruments. They may not necessarily have thought, well, that could be for me. And feedback that we've had from primary schools from last year's concert was a take up of, I think it was about a 90% take up of inquiries.
Hmm.
Can I learn the trumpet? Can I learn the violin? Can I learn the flute? Which is just amazing.
Hmm.
Um, and also, I suppose one of the other upsides to the music service being involved is that schools do engage because it's linked to their curriculum,
Hmm.
which is always it's almost like the next layer of, so it's giving the kids a great experience, but also it's linking their learning to the curriculum. which is all a win-win.
Yeah, and because it's a service that the schools know, so they know how to engage with them as well. When it's something like Wolverhampton CEP, that may not be as well known to them, but still has great opportunities.
The Cultural Education Partnership is a really important partner in this project because they are the conduit to information and communication to the schools. So they can share everything, all the opportunities that we've got going on. For example, the Same Difference Festival that's going to be kicking off on the 2nd of August. It enables schools and local cultural organisations to send in commissions or to share information with young people to say, there's an opportunity here for you to perform. There's an opportunity here for you to volunteer, and to spend a day, networking and mixing with other young people, which is what it's all about, and also celebrating their skills, their brilliant skills in singing, performing. It's just a fantastic outlet for them.
Absolutely. And another great place for them to be inspired by works that are ongoing or to take part in events is, the Wolverhampton Arts Centre itself.
Absolutely. And Wolverhampton Arts Centre is sort of the governance of this project, which is my job really, is to make sure the money's being spent where it needs to be, the governance, the partnership, management, but also one of the other elements of this project, which is just going to be amazing. It's all going to be coming to building up to a momentum shortly, is the visual arts trail, and we're looking after that. So I have a producer on board, Rachel Winspur, and we're going to be commissioning 9 pieces of art that's going to be sited across key parts of the city, and the first 3 are going to be installed the end of July, so there'll be lots of press around that, and then the next 3 will be quite soon after, September, October, November, and then the final 3 will be early next year. So that's going to be they're all pieces that are co-created by young people, so they'll see their work being designed by a professional designer, they'll be digitized, they'll be augmented, so people will be able to use their phones and have a little bit of an animation and movement and all that sort of thing. But ultimately, the young people have contributed to those pieces of work, and hopefully they'll be around on sites for a long time.
And Gazebo, another of the partners, are no stranger to working with the youth in our city.
Gazebo Theatre and Education, again, one of the partners that are providing, I suppose, not just hardcore theatre skills, performance skills, but those softer skills that young people need to enhance their kind of offer and to give them, confidence, and to provide them with those communication skills that young people, they really are. That some of them are in a challenging environment at the moment, and I think. But don't underestimate them. They've been coming up with some brilliant ideas. One of the spin-offs of the whole City of Youth Culture project has enabled us to create a cultural youth board. We've got 9 young people that we've engaged with that are learning how to create a board, create a voice, create a steer to support the project in how it might move forward. They've already consulted on the Wolverhampton Arts Centre rebrand, which was amazing. They're being subjected to other organisations, cultural organisations like the Arena Theatre, the Grand Theatre, the Art Gallery, Wolverhampton Arts Centre itself, just engaging them with activities that are going on across the city, but also one of the amazing outputs from that youth board one of them has been offered a BBC apprenticeship.
Brilliant.
And she's adamant that the youth board has been one of the key factors of supporting that application, that experience. Just having these elements of support, whether it's 10,000 kids or 5 kids, that if it helps them to navigate their way forward, into the sector or into that industry, or just to have arts and cultural, just having that inspiration and enhancement in their lives. It's just a whole, I've done my job. It's the project's amazing. And another element to supporting young people into their creative pathways is Learn Play Foundation.
Now,
So
because
they're another partner.
and this is working in both Walsall and Wolverhampton is where they're based. They do all sorts of great work there, and
Yeah,
this is very much a digital sort of outlet, isn't it? I mean, they are so used to holding digital webinars and the like, and actually touching thousands of lives and helping to create positivity through imagery and even things like anti-knife crime work. All this sort of thing coming together in one place and inspiring the kids to get involved in this sort of digital media.
with Learn Play Foundation, they go out into the schools, they go out on site, and they've been supporting young people as well who are not necessarily in mainstream school. They may be supporting young people who are home educated, and also they engage with organisations that focus on young people, like The Way.
And from there, the next step for many of these young people is university, and the University of Wolverhampton obviously play an important part in our city in further education.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, it's back to that thing about highlighting what opportunities are on offer for young people post school, post college, or whether they go down the apprenticeship route or whether they go down the network, linking into networks. And I mean, for example, one of the young people that we've engaged with as part of the Visual Arts Trail has come through, and we've given new entrants commissions to support the Arts Trail. So they may have come through the university. But the overarching activity that the university are supporting is through the evaluation process of the project. This is a huge project, and we want it to carry on in some way, some sort of legacy past the 3 years. And one of the important parts of that is to evaluate and to see from the data how it's supporting young people and bringing out testimonials, bringing out stories, good news stories that can be fed to the Arts Council to see how it's working. And we recruited 7 peer researchers with the support of the University Institute of Community Research and Development. We've got 5 still on board, and they range from all age groups. The youngest, who actually spoke at the event last week, who's 17. So they're going out to the different activities, evaluating, observing, interviewing, and they're painting that picture slowly across the project to maybe bring out some themes that are cropping up. 2 of the themes that have cropped up already that we want to focus on are young boys engaging in arts and culture. How can we make them, be more attracted to arts? And safety, the safety of young people, the perception of safety of young people going to an event, going to a place to engage. So those are the kind of serious sort of things we want to dig a bit deeper on, and those messages are coming through from the interviews that the peer researchers are doing.
Well, where can we go to sort of kind of watch this space for the next set of events? And of course, where can any schools who aren't involved get in touch to be involved?
Yeah, well, schools can get involved with connecting to the Cultural Education Partnership. Obviously, each part of the project has different kind of target areas, i.e. target age ranges, target activities. But one of the things that young people can get involved with are the Visual Arts Trail workshops, and all that information will be on the Wolverhampton Arts Centre website. And you can click on, we've got a dedicated project website, Wolverhampton City of Youth Culture.
Yep.
So the website is wolverhamptonarts.co.uk, and there's details of all the partners, and there'll be calls to action on that website as well when we've got information to share. And we will be having a call out for the next lot of workshops, which will be in August, and they'll be based over at the Art Gallery.
So that'll be brilliant. So keep an eye out for all of those. Follow what's going on. We will update you here too, and keep having a great time inspiring the youth in our city. Kelly, Jeffs, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks for including us on your programme.